I'm trying to write this fucking theme song. Okay. Flirty, flirty, and trying. Hey people, welcome to 30, Flirty, and Trying. This is Channing.
I'm Mari, and this week we are trying some Reclamation art project.
Yes. So grab your favorite drink, start rifling through your neighbor's trash.
And come along for the ride.
Yeah, guys. So this week we made some art out of things that we found, and it was great. Maybe it wasn't so great.
Oh my god. We'll talk about it soon.
All right.
It was fine.
Okay. Do you want to just jump right in?
I mean, we could. Let's just do it. We're just taking the reins. We're just going off book. We're just the cart, we've unhitched, the caboose. I feel like all of these metaphors, there's things happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just, you know what? Let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking do it. And also, let's talk about what we're drinking.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay,
also,
so
I apologize. There's a terrifying sound happening outside of my house. Oh, it's an airplane.
What is that?
It's an airplane, but it just sounded really strange.
It definitely sounded like you were about to be abducted.
Yeah, that was my first thought. I'm not kidding. I was like, this is goodbye. It's very interesting. This is happening on the podcast, so aliens are real, everybody.
That was the Twilight Zone. That's is that aliens?
Sometimes, I think, right?
Sometimes, right? Also, sometimes. Jordan Peele is bringing back the Twilight Zone. And
I'm so excited.
I could not be more excited. Can I just say,
yeah,
I love the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, because Blockbuster was a thing when we were kids. Mm-hmm. I would go to Blockbuster and I would get the Twilight Zone. I think I had watched all the volumes. And you know what's so funny is that my Tori, as you know, but as for everybody else, my now husband, he used to do the same thing.
Oh, that's really cute. I tried. I tried to watch it. I couldn't do it. It was just it was very slow and I couldn't do it.
It is really slow.
But I was also watching it I think I was watching it with a critical eye, I wasn't just surrendering into exactly what it was.
Yeah, welcome to the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Yeah, you weren't going there. You're just no, I'm going to stay in the Eastern time zone.
I'm going to stay in Nashville. I don't want to go to the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, you guys, I'm okay here. Everything's great.
I don't like Forks, Washington. You guys get it? Do you get it? Twilight,
yes,
Forks,
we get it.
Forks, Palace one?
Oh my god, I didn't get it. I was no, Channing, that's the vampire zone. That's not the Okay, anyway, so we got off on a super tangent. What are you drinking?
We did. Okay, ready? I practiced. I'm drinking a Montepulciano.
Ooh, bueno.
Yeah.
Bueno?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an Italian red wine. It's really, really delicious. It's from when Cam and I got the 6 bottles of wine for super cheap.
Yes.
At World Market. It's really yummy.
That's amazing. Also, I think it's really interesting that we've both changed up our drinks today.
Oh, we did? What are you drinking?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I am drinking a cider, but I'm drinking a rosé cider rather than a brut dry cider, which is very different.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's pink. Okay, so it's the Virtue Cider Rosé. I believe it's from Michigan. It's really good.
I had that a couple weeks ago.
No way.
I think I did.
It's really good, right?
Yeah, it was scrumptious. Yeah.
It's very chill. It is. Anyway, so cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so I think we should just dive in because now we've told everybody our feelings about the Twilight Zone and what we're drinking. So let's we've covered all the pertinent information.
There's nothing else in the world to talk about, so let's do it.
That is literally it. Okay, the try. In 3 words or less. I go first, right?
You go first.
I have not thought about this at all. Oh, change, had to change.
Okay. Okay. Mine are, okay, I thought about it while you were thinking about it because I also hadn't thought about it before either.
Yeah.
Mine are 2 words, but they're not connected.
Okay.
So, one word is overachiever. The other word is unfinished.
Totally. Yeah. I get you, girl. I get you so much. Yeah. Okay. So you want me to start? Because I feel like yours is
honestly, I've been worried about you. You've had knives sticking out of your mirror.
Right, for sure. So it's been really dangerous, you guys. It's been a treacherous experience. I'm just kidding. It hasn't been that at all. Okay, so yeah, I feel like yours is going to be way more interesting than mine, but I'm just going to go for it. So I had this mirror, right? And we've all heard about it. I feel like I'm on this mirror saga. Like everybody
I'm in the story with you.
Girl. Everyone's just like, wow, she has talked about this mirror quite a lot. This is like the 6th episode I've mentioned it. So anyway, I really needed a full length mirror because we had broken ours. I found one on the side of the road. I was so excited about it. It like had like a little wavy like issue at the bottom, but I was like, it's fine. Like we can like cover that up. Like we can like put molding over it or we can just like hang it behind one of our drawers. So like it just, you don't even see it. I was like, It's fine. So then when you were like the reclamation art, I was like, oh, like that's really cool. Like this gives me the opportunity to do this. And I was so excited. So then I went to like examine the mirror, right? Mm-hmm. So I took it from where it was and then I put it on the floor and then it just completely cracked. And by cracked, I mean like broke off. Became like, I don't know how to explain it. Like it was a jagged blade. Like the end of the, like if you walked into the mirror that I have.
You would die.
You would die. Yeah. So I researched it and it's like,
well, that ruins my plans of walking into mirrors.
I know. You were like, I'm gonna come over and I'm quite jazzed about walking into
your mural portal.
Yes, right. Exactly. We're getting very like supernatural with this episode. Yeah. But anyway, so I looked up like how to fix it because I was like, I can salvage it.
Right.
No, like you like need like tools. Like,
oh, really?
Like real tools. Yeah. Like there's something called like a mirror cutter or like, I don't even know. Like it was just things that I was not interested in doing. And okay, I kind of took like a little bit of advice or like a little nugget of wisdom from like when I put a chopstick in a candle. And I was like, hey, Mari, this feels more dangerous than that. This feels like maybe you don't half-ass this. Like maybe you don't take like an X-Acto knife to your mirror. Like probably don't do that. So I did not.
Can I just tell you that I'm sitting here thinking, like, I haven't seen the mirror, but I'm sitting here thinking about all the like Bobo ways that I would have tried to pull that shit out. And then you're wiser than me because I would have tried and I would have hurt myself.
You would have gotten glass in your eye. Right. And it would have been terrible.
Right.
Yeah, girl. I don't know. If you saw this mirror, I don't know if you would have tried to fix it. It is literally a weapon. Yeah, it's rough, dude. It's like not really fixable. So anyway, so I was like, fuck, like I don't have anything to do. And I was really excited because what I had done is like, I had cut out like all these like beautiful, like from magazines, because like I have like a ton of like Smithsonian's and just like random magazines that like I have, and I like cut out like all these like beautiful like floral pieces.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, this is gonna be so beautiful. Like I like laid it all out, and I was so excited about like because I was gonna like do like a frame,
like a Mod Podge frame.
Yeah. And it was
Cute.
gonna be like this beautiful, it felt like really like anthropology-esque. Like it was like so cool.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. And then the mirror crack happened. And I was like, fuck. So I was like, I have to change what I'm gonna do. But here's the thing. I hate arts and crafts. So I couldn't think of anything. And then, I thought of you too. I like thought of you. And I was like, what would Channing do? So like, Tori and I like went to Central Park and I was like, should I like forage for some nature? And then I was like,
should I forage for some nature?
oh my God.
I know that every single episode we say that's our next t-shirt and we don't have any t-shirts, but seriously, that's our next t-shirt.
That's it. Even if we just make them for ourselves, should I like forage for some nature? But right? So like I thought about it and then I was like, I don't really want to because even if I do forage for said nature, like I don't know what to do with it.
Right. No, I hear you.
So I didn't do that. Okay, so I was like, what can I do that like is gonna be minimal, but that like I want to do, but that's like also reclamation. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So it's also unfinished, like yours, but I did finish a part of it. So I will send it to you. Okay. So Tori and I have all of these playbills from every show we've seen and from shows we've been in. And we've been saving them for forever. Like we've been wanting to frame them and like we want to make like a whole wall. And so I was like, oh my God, this is reclamation. Like,
yes,
I have these, right? So what I did is I waited until today and I was like, I'm going to go get all the Not only did I wait until today, I was supposed to go earlier today. But then I was like, I'm tired. I'm just going to sleep. And then I didn't go until like 6 p.m. and I like had to go into the city. So I like go into New York City and I like go to like a 99-cent store, which I was like, I'm sure they'll have what I need.
No,
they did not. But then I discovered this store called Muji. Have you heard of it?
No.
Everybody should hear of it. Like, MUJI.
Never heard of
it. This is like a gem of a store. So it's Japanese based.
Yeah.
It's all like sustainably done, but like for economical prices. So like it's kind of like Uniqlo meets IKEA, but like way more chill.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. And I was like, and I loved all the clothes, like great, like basics, like, but like all made out of like organic cotton and like really good, like heavy duty. Anyway, I wasn't in there to clothes shop. So I went to the frame section and they had these like amazing acrylic frames. And so, yeah, so I got one and wait, hold on. Can I show it to you?
Yeah. Oh my God, that is so cute. Wait, okay, back up. Back up so I can see the whole thing.
Oh, sorry.
That's adorable.
Thank you. Yeah, and so we want to do this with the rest, but I think I can, even though I'm so like, yes, Muji, like way to be like sustainable and all that stuff, I'm also like, budget. So I'm going to probably order the rest of the frames on Amazon.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm so thrilled. And like, this is the most recent show that we saw and we saw it for our anniversary.
Yeah, you saw that just like last week, right?
We did, yeah. But it's like, it looks so pretty and like legit.
It does look really pretty. I love those.
Thank you. And we have like 20 more playbills and we're going to just like make a whole thing.
That is adorable. I love it so much.
Thanks, girl. So my tragedy turned into actually awesome. So like, I actually am thankful that you made us do this try because we've been
to do something that you've been wanting to do.
Yeah, we've been talking about it forever. It also, you know, I was funny because I went into the city with like these grand expectations of like me, like getting like 10 frames and like doing all this stuff. And like, it also was like, hey, like, you know what? Like, you're just going to get the one and then you're going to do it and then you're going to see from there. And that's okay because like, that's really how life goes anyway.
Yeah. And it's going to be something that you work towards.
Yeah. And just like baby steps are okay. Like you don't need to, you know, you already procrastinated and you only really gave yourself a 2-hour window for this.
So be realistic.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
one is good enough and you need to just be okay that you got the one done. And like Tori came home and he saw it and he's like, oh my God, that's awesome. And I was like,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
super cute. It's like
Thank you.
very clean looking.
It is. Let me tell you, it was not a lot of work.
No. So you guys didn't see it, but I'm putting my hand on my face, like I'm rubbing my forehead because that is not my experience
I
and
know.
mine is,
We are the opposite.
no, like I put it's too much. I'll
I
tell you about
know.
it. Oh, go ahead,
Well,
go
you're
ahead.
going to tell, I'm literally done. All I wanted to say was, will I do it again? Okay. Here's the thing. I will continue to frame the playbills because this is something
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
wanted
for
for
sure.
forever. So like, yes, in that sense, yes. Will I forage for nature art? No. Am I still on the hunt for like a full length mirror from somebody's cache? Yes, yes, I am. So please and thank you. Put them out in Hoboken.
So cute.
It's
I
so
love
dumb.
it.
So yes. Okay.
So I have a question.
What's up?
Are you gonna put them on that wall that you took that other thing off of? Okay, do you remember when I was at your house? And you had like this really beautiful like quote?
Oh yeah. No, there's other stuff on that wall. Should we tell
Can I
them about it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. You
Yeah.
want to start?
Yeah. Mari, do you remember what the quote said?
No.
Okay.
Something
It
about
was like a
dance.
really Yeah. It was like a really lovely quote about just like living a really free and beautiful life.
Hmm.
But it was by
And
Osho.
yeah, and a friend had like made it for me. It was like canvas. It was like beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But
So it was by Osho, and I'm sure you guys have seen Osho quotes all over your Instagram because people love posting Osho quotes. But have you ever seen oh shit, what's that documentary called? Wild Wild Country, I think is what it's called.
yeah.
It's about the cult that Osho ran.
Yeah.
And he was the cult leader who said some really Instagram worthy quotes, but we should probably not quote him.
No, like I can't have a cult leader's quote like staring at like literally that wall is across. Like when I wake up, that's like the first thing I see.
I know, and I remember I mentioned that. I was like, "Oh, that's really cute." Also, did you know that Osho was a cult leader? And you took it off the wall immediately and like turned it backwards, like in the corner of the room, and we're like, "I'm gonna handle this later. I can't even look at this."
I was so upset. And here's the thing. You know what's so weird? I'm glad you brought this up because this try made me think about that. And I was like, you know what I could have done? I could have used the canvas. Like I could have painted over it. I was like, I could have like done, but instead I threw it out. So you guys, you don't always have to throw out quoted canvases painted for you by friends that are, accidentally quotes by cult leaders.
Right.
You paint over them.
You can use them. Or you could be all the way on the other end of the spectrum where I don't throw away anything because I think I might be able to use it for an art project. Like when I got my bridesmaid's dress hemmed, they had like the little pieces, the little like fabric pieces left over, and
No.
they're like, "Do you want us to throw these away?" I was like, "No, give me."
What?
I was like, I can do something with that.
Well,
That's my thought process for, I don't know. They're in my craft bin. I have a huge craft bin that is busting at the seams, and I need another one. It's the biggest. What are those things called?
God.
The Rubbermaid? Is that what it is?
Yes.
The Rubbermaid thing?
Yes. Yeah.
The biggest Rubbermaid bin like that you can get, and it's busting at the seams.
Holy shit. I had no idea. Like I knew you were crafty, but like I didn't know like you had like an actual like treasure chest full of like odds and ends that you're like, oh,
It's random scraps of fabric. It's random like fake florals.
There's like there's buttons in there for sure.
Key lights.
There's twine.
Oh yeah, of course there's twine. There's burlap. Yeah, lace.
Also,
random.
In my envisionment of this, you turned into like a little crafting goblin.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of how I envision myself when I am crafting. because most of this project I did outside while listening to a podcast, and like I just kept thinking like I look like a little craft witch.
Oh my God. So I was dead on. That's it. I love it so much. Yes. Okay. I want to hear, I want to see it and I want to hear it and I want to know. Tell me the thing.
Okay, so right now there's kind of nothing to see because
That's
it's
okay.
all, well, I mean, I could show you all the different pieces, but they're not put together yet. And that's
Okay.
kind of the last step. I just have to put them together. Well, I do have to finish one other thing that's taking forever. Anyways, so this is a long history for this project. I've had this in mind for a really long time. Like before I even proposed the try, I knew what I wanted to do. So when I was I think I've talked about it before that I used to take my dog to the cemetery to play. And there would just be like these really great sticks. Okay. Like they'd be like 4 feet long, like 3 or 4 inches in diameter, and like a good like spattering of moss. And they were basically straight, like perfect sticks for art. You know what I'm saying? Just like pieces of branches are perfect.
You know, I don't know what you're saying, but I am following.
Okay. And so I would like sometimes put some sticks in my trunk to keep for art. There was maybe a section of the park that had a whole stack of sticks that I wanted to go through and decide which one I wanted to use.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
So, also at the cemetery, under this big beautiful tree, I think it was like an oak tree or something. There were these teensy little pine cones. They were like super cute, and that's as big as they got, was like a half an inch.
Oh my God, little baby pine cones.
Yeah, like they didn't grow bigger than that. That's just the size of that tree's pine cones. They're adorable.
Pine babies.
And there were hundreds of them. And so I knew I wanted to use them for something. I didn't know if I wanted to make earrings out of them or yeah. Well, yeah, I should do that. They're really cute.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I didn't know what I wanted to do with them, but I knew that I wanted them. So one day when I was at the cemetery and I was moving and I knew that like I wouldn't be back for a while, I just gathered pockets full of pine cones in my coat.
Why do I feel like I called you and you were like, yeah, I just have like a bunch of pine cones in my coat?
Yeah. We were on the phone. You and I were on the phone together. And I told you that I was gathering pine cones for art, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I just knew that I wanted these tiny pine cones because they were adorable and I wanted to do something with them.
I was like, oh, okay, Jan. All right, do you, girl.
I counted them. You want to know how many pine cones I got?
Holy shit. Can I guess?
Yeah.
Wait, is it like in the tees? Like, is it like up there?
In the tees?
Yeah, like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Oh my God, is it 100? Oh my God, is it 200?
No, it's like just over 100.
Oh my God. I thought I was like being crazy by being like, oh my God, it's like 30.
No, I had pockets full of pine cones. You have no idea. And I was the happiest little camper driving home. I was like, yes, pine cone pockets. Like, I put them in a big gallon bag and told Cameron, I was like, don't touch those pine cones. It's not trash.
That is amazing.
Yes. So what I'll explain like my vision to you. It hasn't all come together.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what I've done so far. So what I wanted to do was make like a garland from the stick. It's really more of a branch. I shouldn't call it a stick. It's a branch.
Okay.
So I wanted to have the branch be like horizontal. I would hang it from the wall. And then hanging from it, like a garland, would be strips of random ass things. So strips of like old jeans, strips of old floral sweaters, of burlap, of lace, of decorative vine, of like all sorts of stuff. And so like I cut up all the strips. I've done that part. I've sealed the wood, like I sprayed it with the sealant. And then so at the bottom of each like strip, I wanted to make like a little tassel sort of thing. So
Yeah.
basically like hang to, oh, by the way, I put the pine cones in the gallon bag and put some metallic rose gold paint in the bag and shook
Ooh,
it around.
yes.
So yeah, so they're like dusted with rose gold.
Oh my
It's
God,
really
I love
pretty.
that. I love that. I just would put them around my house. Like I would just like put them as little treasures for people to find.
Yeah, they're really pretty. Like the pine cones are
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And so what I'm doing is I want to like tie at the bottom of each piece of fabric like a few of the pine cones, so they almost
Oh,
look
I
like little
love.
tassels. Yeah,
Yes.
they almost look like little tassels at the bottom. But I think I thought that so I thought that I was just gonna be able to like needle and thread some string through the pine cone,
Yeah.
but it's like a piece of tree, and so it's
I
not
was like,
easy
wait.
to thread.
I was like, how would one thread a pine cone?
I just thought that it was gonna be really like soft and easy to like penetrate with a needle, and it is not. What I decided to do as an alternate was to meticulously tie the string around around like the little things on the pine cone,
No.
like into the little grooves in the
Oh
pine
yeah.
cone, like threading the string.
Oh,
So I've got about like 30 done.
oh my God. How did you even get 30 done?
It took hours.
Oh my God.
I listened to an entire podcast series about fucking Larry Nassar, who I hate
I've
so
wanted to
much.
listen to that. Okay, yeah. That was good
You guys
time.
need to listen to the podcast Believed. It is incredible. But yeah, so that's taking a really long time, but I really want these little tassels at the bottom of my strips of fabric.
Oh my God. I can't believe you threaded it through like every little pine
Not
cone
all
guy.
of them, but basically just like, you know how they have like little layers of the little
Yeah.
ridges?
Yeah.
So I basically found like the second to last, like the bottom layers, and
Yeah.
threaded it in there and tied it really tight with string. And string is difficult to work with because it's so tiny.
Yeah.
So
And you're already working with tiny pine cones.
exactly. So it's a lot of tiny little work with my fumbly dry hands, and I'm just having a hard time. I asked Cameron to help. He did one and was like, this is horrible.
Like, no, I will not. I will not do more. I love you, but no. I am so impressed by you right now.
Thank you.
Like,
well,
holy
it might look like shit. I have no idea because I haven't put it together. All I have is a sealed branch and a whole bunch of strips of stuff and some pine cones on a string. There some beautiful rose gold pine cones on strings. So it's not all together yet, but
isn't that how all art is made? It's just like, I've got a sealed stick, I've got some rose pine cones, I've got some strips of art, and then you're like, geez. Like, that's it. Like, I feel, because I see what you're saying, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I think it is too. I also haven't decided how I'm going to attach the fabric to the stick. I think I'm gonna wrap it around it and then sew it.
Oh yeah.
But I thought about sewing it to a button, but I don't know if that's what I want.
Ooh, to a button. I love buttons.
I like buttons too, but they can often make things like immediately childish.
Oh, that's true. They kind of give it like a juvenile flair.
Yeah, so I don't know if I want that. Or if I just do a quick little sew.
Yeah, no, like the minute you said a button, I like immediately had a flashback to that like kids book Corduroy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, wasn't it a cute little bear?
Yeah, and like he had like a button eye or something. Like, wasn't that it?
Something.
And like
and every page had corduroy and you could touch it. I would always feel it.
Yes, but like didn't his like button eye fall out? Like I feel like it was a dark story.
I think that he was in search of a button for some reason.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
searching
yeah.
around the mall. I remember he was on an escalator. I was worried for his safety.
Me too. Like, it was kind of a dark story for children, but like, I feel like it was a good story of like resilience, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. I don't remember the story at all, but I think that it was a resilient story.
Literally exactly the same. Okay, so I wanna see it.
Okay, I mean, I can send you I took a picture of the rose gold pine
Yes.
cone.
Yes, send me those.
That's kind of all I have. Everything else is just like strips of fabric that are laying around right now.
But like literally the fact that you could even envision all of that working together, it like blows my mind. I'm just like, I don't understand. Like what? Like it's amazing. It's so
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah.
I have all of these. Look, I have all these bags of clothes that I'm needing to get rid of. Well, actually, a couple of them are bags of beautiful vintage clothes from my mom that don't fit me that I need to sell to a vintage store. Yeah. And then other ones are just like shitty clothes from Forever 21 that I don't want to wear anymore. Yeah. Because I don't wear that stuff anymore.
I know. Isn't it weird? Like you hit 30, you're like, no.
Yeah.
Like we understand the meaning of the name. We're not Forever 21, actually.
Yeah. No, that and also I watched the documentary The True Cost. Have you seen that?
I haven't, but I feel it.
Yeah, it was I saw it a while ago, and it's all about like fast fashion and sweatshops and
Yep.
Yeah, and just the whole cycle and the whole process, and I feel like I was gonna throw up.
Yeah, like we need
contributed to that so much.
We all did, but like we all need to do better. Yeah. I feel like there's like not enough, or like we went off on a whole other thing, but I feel like there's not enough light shed on this. Actually, like people just don't, because it's so far removed, like you just don't see what's actually happening.
Right.
But yeah, no, dude, like I haven't bought, I've been trying not to buy anything new and like thrift it if I can. And then if I do buy it new, I've been trying to go to stores like Muji that are like sustainable. Yeah.
Buy fair trade, friends. Buy fair trade or thrift.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love Poshmark so much.
Right? Yes. Oh my gosh, Poshmark. Be our sponsor. We will we love you.
Yeah, Poshmark or ThredUp, like I'm all over it.
Yeah. So
yeah. Anyways, the moral of my story is that which is not surprising, that I was an overachiever.
For sure.
Remember how we were talking about your centerpieces for your bridal shower, and that I hand strung pearls when I could have just bought strings of pearls are a thing. Why did I hand string pearls? There's no reason for it.
Literally insane. Also, that makes me appreciate them so much more. Like I already appreciate them like 100,000,000%, but now it's like 100,000,000,000%. Like shit. Like I can't believe you did that.
And now I am hand stringing tiny miniature pine cones. I don't know. It's just okay, but like truly the moral of the story is that like I've talked many, many times on this podcast about how I have like almost a debilitating like over analysis of life going on, and when I'm able to just stop and listen to something, to a podcast or music or something, and just do something with my hands, it stops.
Yeah.
And so I wonder sometimes if I choose things that are really tedious so that it'll last longer. Yeah. And like it really takes my focus, and I really don't mind it so much.
I think that's exactly what it is. I also think that this brings you joy.
Oh, it does. It's very soothing.
Yeah, like I think for you, like creating things and like having visions and getting to work with your hands, like all those things working together, like bring you so much joy. And so it
definitely does.
It's important.
Yeah, it is. That's why I want to make my own clothes so bad. Like I want to learn how to really sew. And
dude, that has been yeah, girl, I feel like you would like all of a sudden just like blow up as like a bespoke fashion designer.
I don't even need to do that. Like that's not even I just want to make some pants that are cool for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like you wouldn't mean to. It would just happen. But I would love that too. That would be like a cool thing. You've been wanting that for forever.
forever. I think I asked for my sewing machine with that intention. Freshman's maybe sophomore year in undergrad. Which was what, 2008,
9?
Like that's a long time ago.
That's literally 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But you're going to use it though, because you're like, but it's like baby steps. It's like, you know what I mean? Like this was something really cool that you got to do. And it like was like, you were like, hey, like I would really like, I kind of enjoy sewing these little baby pine cones. Like I would really enjoy like sewing my own clothes. Like it's like baby steps, right?
Yeah.
So it is time. Talk is clicking. Talk is not clicky.
Talk is clicking. Yes, it is. It says click, 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 clock, click, clock.
I can't believe I just did that. Okay, so I don't know if you know this about me, but I have like a problem with like the T and the C thing. So like, the words coin toss?
Uh-huh.
Did I say it right?
Coin toss? Yes. No way.
And I just did it again. Talk is clicking. Oh my God. Anyway.
Okay, wait. How often does this appear in your life that you remember that coin toss, I can't say it now, coin toss is an issue for you? How often are you saying coin toss?
Listen, I'm literally petrified.
Are you tossing a lot of coins?
Listen, I'm literally petrified that this is going to happen to me every single day of my life. I work so hard. I'm like, coin toss, the coin toss.
We're throwing pennies.
It's like, yeah, right. Oh my God. No, like I don't toss coins like that often, like just so I can avoid, like saying this statement. But yeah, that's like my, like one of, like everybody like has like one of those things that it's just like not there. Like you just can't, like I have to force myself to say it correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have something that I don't say correctly, but do you know what word I have never figured out how to spell?
Hit me.
Definitely.
Okay, I get that.
Like, I'm in grad school. I write papers all the time. I don't know how to spell the word definitely. I've never figured it out.
Okay,
My
listen.
phone fixes it every time. I don't know how to do it.
You know what? So does the computer. So you are off. Like, but can I tell you something that might make you feel better?
Yeah.
Every time I have to spell banana, I'm like BANANAS.
Thank you, Gwen Stefani. You're a goddess.
Oh my God. Thanks for teaching me how to spell one of my favorite fruits. Oh my God. Like what? Every time I'm like, oh yeah, BANAN.
I mean, everybody does that for Mississippi too.
Oh my God. Yeah. MISSIS.
Just minus Gwen Stefani.
Anyway.
That was a departure.
So something that we wanted to talk about was something that we brought up when we were just like in phone conversation. When we were talking about like finding the joy in like little things. And honestly, like I think our try kind of reflects that. Like but I think when we were talking about it, we were talking about it like in a very, like finding joy in the mundane. And we were discussing, I was talking to you about how like, like when I ride the bus into the city, like to work, I can either be like, oh shit, like I have to be on this stupid ass bus or I can like sit there and like catch up on a podcast and like close my eyes.
Right. Yeah.
Or I can like play this awesome like word scramble game that, oh my God, I'm like too high of a level. I'm not trying to brag. Like I'm trying to be like, wow, like you have a problem. Like I'm addicted. Like it's not a brag. Like I don't think it has anything to do with like my ability. It's just like, I just keep playing it. But it makes me feel good, you guys.
Have it crashing.
Okay. So it's the same thing. But yeah, so like just finding, or like even like just like household things. Like, I had to do the dishes today and like, I literally hate doing the dishes, but like I put on a podcast and I was like, I'm going to listen to this full episode of this podcast that I normally wouldn't listen to, but I have the time because I'm doing the dishes.
Right.
And like
Right.
it brought me joy. So
Yeah.
it's almost like that substitution thing, like, oh, like this is shitty, but like I'm gonna do this thing that is like kind of nice. So
Yeah.
it's gonna like cancel out the shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How have you been feeling about that?
Um, well, see, I don't remember. I remember that like we were having a beautiful conversation about this, and I don't remember what I was talking about
Hmm.
finding the joy in the mundane. But I do know that like yes, podcasts are very important for me to find the joy in the mundane because they like I really don't like to watch TV so much.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like will find opportunities for me to pause what I'm doing and listen to podcasts while I'm doing something else. So
Yep.
like my day is usually like besides the days that I work, I'm in school. I have one day off, that's Sunday. The other days I'm in school or I'm at work.
Hmm.
So on my days that I'm at school, like I'm not at school until 5:30 in the evening until 8:30. The rest of the day I'm on my couch doing homework. And I will intentionally schedule in pauses in my homework, like breaks, and my
Yeah.
reward is that I will like do laundry and listen to a podcast.
Oh, I
Like
love that.
also like walking my pup has been
Yes,
really nice and a good time to catch up on
absolutely.
pods.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like it's so interesting. I feel like it completely can like shift your mindset about something. Even if something is just like you just hate it, like it's just the worst, like adding in something that makes you feel good and that brings you joy just really helps to like shift your mindset. And you're like, wait, you know what? Like maybe this isn't as bad as I think it is. Or you know what? Maybe it
Yeah.
is as bad as I think it is, but I can get through it for right now. Like I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and I also think it's like that whole thing of like, you know, like the treat yourself. Like sometimes you really should.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, like treat yourself well. Like, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like there are times when, you know, like I'll be out doing just like a very long day and it's just getting monotonous or whatever. And then I'll be like, you know what? Like I'm gonna like go grab like a cold brew out. And like I never do that. Like I usually make my own.
Yeah.
But like it softens the blow of like this long day. Like it was like a nice treat that I got to treat myself
Yeah.
with. And it
Yeah.
just really helps you to shift your mindset and to help you find the joy in like the little things, which often spreads into the joy in the big thing.
Absolutely.
Isn't that
Absolutely.
weird?
I think it's pretty predictable, but it doesn't feel that way in the moment, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think I do that without even meaning to sometimes. So
Yeah.
on the one hand there's like for example, I was writing notes for work last night until
Hmm.
literally 2:30 in the morning.
No, thank you.
And I had been at work since 7 a.m., like
Yeah.
at work from
No,
7 a.m. Yeah.
no.
And
Ugh.
I wasn't there that late. I decided to do my notes at home, and so I like came home and like whatever, like talked to Cam and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but so I knew that I had to do them, and so what I did was I put on a face mask and I laid in the
Yes.
bath and I listened to some calming music and I wrote my notes on my phone. Like
That's
if I have to
exactly
do it,
it.
right, right,
Yes. So like, cause you had to do it, right? And it was like, no, like
right,
I'm gonna make this situation better rather than me being like, oh fuck, like I'm so tired. Like I'm gonna just sit here on my laptop and like slave away. It's like, no, no, no.
right.
Like I am tired.
Yeah,
I am gonna do what I have to do, but I'm gonna do it in the best way I know how.
right, right.
Yeah. I love that. That's exactly it.
So like the other part of that that I really like to do, and sometimes I do it without thinking about it, and then other times I have to be really intentional about it, is bringing that like into any and every moment.
Yeah.
Meaning like when I'm taking Reggie for a walk, like looking up rather than looking down, like looking at the birds in the trees. You're making a very excited face.
No, I do
But
this all the time where I'm like,
yes.
wait, Ari, just like look around you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like like yes, we can do so much to create beauty in our lives, like doing face masks and writing notes in the bathtub and listening to podcasts while we're washing dishes. Like, that's so important.
The usual things.
Yes, and like also at the same time, like there's infinite beauty in any and every moment if we just kind of open our eyes to it.
Yeah.
Which is so easy to forget, and I forget it constantly.
Same.
And also, whenever I want it to be there for me, it is. Especially like driving around in Asheville, it'll just be like a mundane car ride, and then you'll come over the crest of this hill, and it's like the fucking angels start singing because you have this vast expanse of mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, I could look at the cars in front of me and look at the traffic, or I could look at these beautiful mountains and this insane sunset. Like, you have a choice, you know what I mean? Like, and sometimes I make the one to focus on the traffic and be fucking pissed, and I have a bad day.
Yeah. It's like so interesting how though making that other choice like helps the rest of your day to just be a little bit better. I'm not saying it solves your problems, but it does like just help you to like have this mindset of like, wow, I just witnessed this like real beauty, and I can take that with me into the rest of what I'm doing today.
Yeah, and like even if it doesn't carry into the day, because some days it just fucking doesn't, you know? Like, yes. I love it when it does, but some days it doesn't. And even just to have one moment, even if it's the only moment in the whole day that I've noticed the beauty around me, it has been at least a little bit of a light.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really think that like, I think we talked about it a lot, but, as we're coming into age and like kind of like coming into ourselves, we've realized that like, we don't want to keep doing things the old way.
Right.
And I feel like this is one of the changes that we've made, like even like without even thinking about it, it's just happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just shifting our mindset to be like, hey, like, I mean, on our anniversary, like we're walking and like the city is like really busy and like people are just like they don't, like there's no time to stop. Right.
Right.
But then like I looked down for 2 seconds and like, it's not spring technically really, but like spring had sprung.
It is technically.
Oh my God. Happy spring.
I think it was just this past week that it became spring. Happy spring, everybody.
Holy shit, you guys. Spring has sprung. It is amazing. Yeah, it doesn't feel like spring yet here, but yeah.
No, it doesn't. It feels like mud season here.
It feels just gross. So anyway, but yeah, so like these beautiful, like, I don't even know what kind of flowers they were. They were just like this deep fuchsia. And they were like, so there's like this whole concrete. There's all these people walking around. And there's just like a tiny little planter with these beautiful flowers in them. And I like stopped and took a picture. And like,
yeah,
like that, but like that, I remember it. Like I'm telling you about it. It's like something so mundane and like silly, but like there was so much joy in that.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so what my whole point was that like, I feel like we've made this tiny little change and it's been really affecting us for the better. Obviously we don't do it every single moment of every single day because we're human beings.
Right.
But it's been a really nice change.
It is. And like, it's funny because I am 100%, like, I meet full DSM criteria for ADHD, predominantly inattentive presentation. That's the technical term. But like, what that means for me is that, like, what it truly means for me day to day, this happens all the time, Mari, is that I will be in a conversation and get distracted by how beautifully blue the sky is.
That is amazing.
Yeah, or like get distracted by how wonderful a bird's song is, or like how the breeze feels on my skin. And like, I would not have it any other way. Like,
that is so poetic. Also, like, is it even classified as a disorder at this point? Like,
yes,
that sounds
I mean, yes. It is fully disruptive, and it impacts my functioning as a human, but I also kind of love it.
Right? Like, it's so beautiful. Yeah, okay, so like, now that we've talked all about that, I want to definitely tell you our try.
Yes, I want to hear the try.
Okay, so it's so weird, and we didn't even set this up this way. This had just happened organically. Okay, so this came about because I was listening to the TED Radio Hour, and the whole episode was about joy. And
Okay.
so it was like 3 or 4 different TED speakers, and like it was all again on the subject of joy. And one of the I don't remember what speaker, but you can find it if you go to like the TED Talk, the TED Radio Hour. It's the joy episode. But one of them was talking about how important it is to have little pieces of joy, especially like in places that don't have a lot. So like, say like a jail or a hospital or a nursing home or anything like that. Like, yeah, you could make them stark, government
White
buildings,
and drab.
but that's not helping anybody inside. Like,
Right.
if you just painted one wall, and if you just had one wall, like a mural, like that will bring so much joy, and that will like have this like ricochet effect, like, but like a good ricochet effect, like,
Right.
on everybody that's there. So they say that it's important for the most vulnerable of us, but it's also important for all of us to have those little experiences, which is what we were talking about. So here's the thing. So I like just came up with this, but I think it's like going to be cool. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. So I want us to every single day starting tomorrow.
Yes.
Document a little piece of joy that we have found within our day. And it can be a picture. It can be like you like did a note on your phone. It can be like whatever, but like a video. It doesn't matter. But it has to be just like a little piece of joy that you found.
Amazing. Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
So are we documenting joys that we have stumbled across and experienced organically in our days, or are we intentionally creating joys that we maybe wouldn't normally do?
I think it's the and I don't think it's like necessarily like creating the joys. I think it's more like what you were talking about, like looking up. I think it's like, looking around you. Yeah, exactly. Like it's not creating like the circumstances for it. It's like living your own life, but then like looking over your shoulder and seeing like, I don't know, like a butterfly. Like that's joy. Like that actually is like, why is seeing a butterfly such joy? It really is though.
Because they're like little paintings flying around.
Right? Like they're just so gorgeous. And like also I feel like they're rare. Like you don't see them all the time.
Definitely not in North Carolina. There are like no butterflies up here.
That's so sad. Also same here.
It is There's also no alligators though, so that's good.
Yeah, same here. So really we're like winning.
We're winning.
But yeah, so it's me. I want us to just like go about our lives like we normally do, but I want us to be able to like find like those everyday joys. And like I said, like it doesn't need to be a big deal. Like this doesn't need to be like an Instagram styled shoot. Like it needs to be like, I don't know, like I was walking on the street and I saw this like flower and I took a picture. Or like I had this interaction with this person, and so like I wrote down that like that was like in my notes that like that was like a nice thing that happened. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just I don't want it to be like we have to journal and we have to take these gorgeous like photos and we have to like publish everything. Like no. Like I just want us to actually find our little joys, which is what we've been talking about this whole time.
A personal joy record.
A personal joy record. That's it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
Should we
That's a great idea. I love this.
Thank you. Should we like send it to each other, or should we keep them personal until like the time?
I think we keep them personal until the time, just like the bucket list.
Me too.
And then we share maybe some of our favorites. But we'll have 2 weeks worth. If we're doing it every single day, we'll have like 14 days, unless we record early, which would be nice.
Yeah, that would be really, really nice. Also, like, if you, like, skip a day, this is not, like, a real assignment. It's okay.
No, I know that. But, like, this is also, like, something that I think that I need right now.
Me too.
So, like, in the weeds in life and in assignments and due dates and all kinds of other stuff happening. So, I want... It's so easy for me for my, like, the first thing that I cut when it comes to priorities and when it comes to, like, being short on time, the first thing that I cut is, like, taking care of myself. And I don't, this is such a simple way, so I don't want to.
this is a conversation for the tiny sode because that was what I was thinking about all day today, but we don't have like time to talk about it now. But I was thinking about that. I was like the minute that I get busy, I was like, I let all of these like good things that I love like go. And I'm like, why do I do that? Because then it makes everything else so much harder.
I have so many responses to that question, but I think you're right that we don't have time to process it right now.
Guys, we're going to leave you on a cliffhanger.
Yay!
Oh my God, come back next week and find out.
And if we even remember, which we won't.
But we're going to try. So, you guys.
So, if you want to try with us, you can follow us on all of our social medias.
Also for this week, like, because we're going to have like these 2 weeks to do this like personal joy record, you guys, we would love to see yours. Like if you shoot a photo of something that like really brought you joy in a day, like literally just like tag us, tag our podcast on Insta. Like we want to see, like we want to hear from you. This is like a really good way for us to connect to your little joys as well. And how
that idea just made me so happy.
Oh my God,
like
I'm
the
so
idea,
glad.
people just like sending me things that made them happy. Like that's so sweet.
Guys, okay, here's the thing. Tag at 30 Flirty and Trying, and then maybe like hashtag personal joy record.
Yes.
Right?
Sorry, that might have been loud and shrill in your ear, but I'm excited. Yes.
Me too. Also, props to you for personal joy record. I love that you came up with that.
Oh, thanks.
Right? Okay. So tell them where they can do the thing. You were doing it.
Okay, right. I always forget these things, so I'm sorry if I forget. Okay, you can follow us on Instagram at 30 Flirty and Trying Pod. It's all spelled out, no numbers. It's the same for email, 30 blah, 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 blah. 30 Flirty and Trying Pod at gmail.com. Facebook, just search up our name. YouTube, also just search up our name.
Twitter, also just search up our name.
Exactly. We're on all of the things. You guys can also listen to us. Like, I know that you're listening to us right now on whatever it is that you have to listen to podcasts to, but maybe your friends might enjoy this podcast and you want to tell them about it, which we would really appreciate, but they don't have an iPhone. So maybe they want to listen to it on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or on Stitcher or on Buzzsprout, which is our RSS feed. Or do we have Google Play or no?
We have Google Play.
We have Google Play. So basically anywhere that they could access podcasts, you can find us on there. Also, for people who don't have any of those things, guess what? We upload all of our episodes to YouTube now. So literally anyone without any sort of subscription can find us. So tell all of your friends about our podcast. If you think that they would like it, we have a way for them to listen.
Yeah. That was
my spiel, and I'm sticking to it.
The best spiel. You should always stick to it. You guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you. Come on this joy-filled ride with us this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We hope that you join us and send us emails and tag us in things. And even if you don't, we still appreciate you for listening to us ramble on and giggle wildly. So thank you guys so much for listening.
And come along for the try. Bye.
Bye.